Hey, welcome back to Hearts Glow Tarot. I have a reading here on June 10th, 2026. As opposed to a weekly reading this week, I wanted to do a reading for whenever it finds you or whenever you find the reading. So, welcome. Get yourself a bevy and a snack. I hope you enjoy. There's a lot to unpack, so I'm just going to hop right into it. I hope you enjoy. Alrighty, so the first card I drew was the Knight of Cups. Then we have the Eight of Cups, Knight of Crystals, the Knight of Swords, and then we have the High Priestess. And just to make it super fun, I pulled verifying cards for each of these, which we'll eventually get into. All right, so this reading, I'm fairly certain, is about love. And you deciding whether you want it or not. All right, let's unpack. So we've got the Knight of Cups. And even though these cards appear gendered, take it as it resonates. You know, it doesn't have to be male or female in any particular card. Just take what applies to you and leave the rest. Alrighty. So the keywords with this card are love, friendship, and romance. And, romance, charm, and lover are the keywords. And the affirmation with this card is my life is infused with romance. So love is on the way, or it's presently here, and this is the energy of the person. The Cups energies can be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces coming in for you. I mean, it could be any sign, but take it as validation if they happen to be a water sign. Okay, someone wants to love you, or you want to love someone. And on the shadow side of this, it could be that someone wants to kind of step in and step out, if you get my meaning. Here for a good time, not a long time, potentially on the shadow side of it. But this could also be someone who is emotionally intelligent and someone who is ready to be there for you. And use your discretion and intuition to decide. Okay? All right. This card also states that your emotional needs will be met by you or someone else. And if this Knight of Cups is sort of like a separate situation that you're passionate about in your life, this card calls you to tune into your feelings and your logic when making a decision. But regardless of what it is, please use logic and your gut feelings when making a decision. Okay. Then next we have the Eight of Cups. And you can see here, this is a woman walking away from the cups, likely in disappointment under a full moon. So this might have happened under the recent full moon, or this could represent a fullness of emotion. Cups represent emotion. It could be something that's taking up a lot of space in your mind and kind of distracting you from your life right now. So the affirmation with the Eight of Cups is, I trust the intuition of my heart to guide me. And the key words of this card are abandonment, withdrawal, and escapism. And as you can see, someone's walking away disappointed under a full moon. But is she leaving behind what no longer serves her? Or is she walking or running away from something she's too afraid to confront. That seems like that would be a really good journal prompt for anyone experiencing the situation. I wish you luck with unpacking that. Potentially a situation hasn't gone the way you've wanted it to, or the love interests that are in your life you're kind of feeling meh about, slightly disappointed. A situation hasn't gone the way you wanted it to, and sorry, I said that. Yeah. Are you thinking through fear? Is another question. In regards to are you walking away from something you're too afraid to confront? There is another possibility with the two knights on either side of the lady on this card, is that you might be caught between two options. This card is calling you to take time and space to contemplate. No rushing to decide with this card, okay? You can see there's some speedy energy here, and there's some lovey-dovey, intense energy here, and she's just like, nope, I need some time. I need to think about this. Okay. Then after that, we have got the Knight of Crystals, the Knight of Swords. I always like to say it with a Long Island accent. So the key words with the Knight of Crystals here is ambition, fast thinking, and jumping to conclusions. And the affirmation is sort of also a warning a little bit for this card. And it says, I ground myself and think things through. Hasty energy, speedy energy. On the sunny side of it, there's lots of energy and enthusiasm, right? Whether this is for love or some new exciting thing in your life. But it's urging you to take your time, really think things through, and not to cut any corners. So if this is representing a potential lover, shadow side of the lovers, they could be short-tempered, a little bit aggressive, or a lot aggressive, forceful. State that boundary and be that emotional support for yourself. Stand up for yourself. Remember to do that. You are the most important thing to you. Another call from this card is to take decisive action, but not hasty action. And you're urged to do it after you've taken time away. Think big picture, not just right now. And another little note, the woman in this card could have two options coming toward her, right? Because they're both facing her. But she could feel like meh or overwhelmed. But what you're urged to do is to think big picture and not only of your loins. Okay. So if we're looking at zodiac signs that are connected with the Knight of Crystals, that could be the Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. So those are the air signs. Air signs, mental energy. And this person, I don't know, I just keep getting the feeling that they might come in like hasty, speedy action in order to kind of like distract you and get what they're kind of looking for, if you catch my meaning. Could be love bombing, could be like, don't think about it, just come on, let's go and do this, and then you end up in a situation you don't necessarily know you want to be a part of, kind of thing. So ground and protect your boundaries and use your intuition, please. All right, so for the next card, the bottom of the deck for this card pull is the High Priestess. This gorge card here. And the keywords with this card are intuition, divine feminine, and balance. And the affirmation with this card is I am in touch with my divine feminine and ready to listen. So the High Priestess is a guardian of the subconscious mind, showing you that you have all the answers you seek from within. So it's time to take that time away to contemplate. And for most of you, we know. We know if something is a good decision or, a good story for later. I'll say that. But yeah, put yourself first, set your boundaries, follow your intuition, and, notice how your body reacts to the thoughts of the situations or the persons involved. Your body knows and your heart knows sort of before your brain does. You can trust your gut reaction to things most times. Okay, so we also see here that she's standing right in front of a crescent moon, and we have a full moon here. So this process can take a few weeks, or it can represent a potential dalliance. That'll take about the same time, whatever resonates with you. On the sunny side of this card, or the upside, a congratulations is in order. You're doing the inner work. You've gained the wisdom through life experience. And maybe you've repeated some mistakes just enough to know better now. So you're urged to follow the best advice. If you're having issues trouble deciding, take as long as you need. Use contemplation, meditation, visualization, maybe some talk therapy can help you reveal patterns about yourself and connect you with your higher self and see things from a broader perspective. All right. Then, for funsies, I decided to draw verification cards for each of these cards drawn. And cats and kittens, we will get right to it. So let me just organize my papers here. We have, I think I'm set. All right. So the Knight of Cups is verified by the Two of Cups. And what stood out to me was the caduceus, which is the post with the snakes and the wings and the crown, if you can catch that. And so I've always thought that it was a symbol for medicine, which made me think health. Apparently, this is a long-standing misunderstanding or misconception that it wasn't supposed to represent health. It represents trade and commerce. However, for the purpose of this reading, there could have been a shift in a former relationship, like of somebody's health that changed the relationship, that someone was sick or had some mental health issues, or God forbid that they have passed away. But what I also see on the sunny side of this is that balance, right? You have the crescent moon over each cup. Each cup is filled to the same amount, and there's just balance here so that you're calling in grounded, balanced love. All right. So health, balance. yeah, I guess that's all I would have to say. So with these two together, it usually means, it usually solidifies the fact that it's romance. And I'm going to take it as that is the positive choice. But obviously, you need to make the choice for yourself in your own life. Then, verifying the Eight of Cups, we have the Queen of Stars, or the Queen of Pentacles. Now, the keywords with this card are Mother Earth, nurture or nature, and practicality. The affirmation with this card is I connect with my nurturing feminine energy. So, getting grounded. Queen of Stars or Pentacles represents Earth. And she's really just sitting in her abundance, sitting in her confidence, sitting in her manifestations, knowing that everything is being taken care of. That's sort of the receptive, divine feminine energy. And like the Two of Cups says, there's a call here to blend the brain with the heart. So, logic with your emotions. Manifesting. Love is manifesting here. And we see the Lover's card is on the other side. So, whoop, whoop. Another call to change from the fear mindset to one of balance and steady ground. And the word ground kind of popped in to my head when I was initially doing this reading. So get your bare feet on the earth. Do some grounding meditation. Do something that helps you feel calm, relaxed, and taken care of at this time. To get out of your head and your emotions and your fears and the what ifs, and but what ifs, be gentle and compassionate with yourself and others at this time, as opposed to being pressured and pressuring others and beating yourself up. Be humble and nurturing to yourself and others. And again, another call to make yourself the priority. All right. The next card, so the Knight of Crystals, is verified by the Lovers. What popped out at me when I initially did this was the number 6 at the top of the card. And that says to me that you're moving in a direction that things are getting better. The keywords with this card are love, relationships, and union. And the affirmation with this card is I welcome sacred connection into my life. So the love that you will choose, again with the full moon here, so cycles of things happening, it won't be love bombing. It'll be a conscious connection. It will feel grounded, smooth, and natural. Congratulations to you. This card also highlights choice. The Lovers doesn't, and the Two of Cups doesn't always mean love and romance, but with all of them showing up together, I'm kind of feeling it does. But there's decisions to make, right? The power of choice is yours, of who you want to be with in this lifetime, what relationships you wish to nurture, and how you wish to connect with others. Power is yours. And you can see abundance and fertility here. So that might be key for a person who's hoping to settle down and build a family. Yeah. but I'm seeing even balance showing up here in the Justice card, which we'll get into in just a second. All right, so for the last card, are you still hanging in? I hope so. We've got the Justice card. Okay, and we've got the Roman numerals at the top of 11, which reduces to 2, which is again balance and decision. So the key words with this card is fairness, truth, and natural laws. And the affirmation with this card is, I accept that everything happens for a reason. With best intentions, things will often lean in your favor. So you can see that there's balance of the scales here. But you must accept that things won't necessarily just fall into your lap. If you want this to be a conscious connection, and if you are looking for love, you do have to decide, you do have to put your foot on the path to finding that person, choosing the people, and trying things out, as much as that can be stressful or scary. But going in with your boundaries and your knowledge and your wisdom and your self-respect hopefully will lead to the best outcome and a happy union or relationship, whatever you're looking for. Account for your actions is a quote from this card. Account for your actions as you attract what you put out. Speak your truth and live your truth. What's just coming in now is say what you mean and mean what you say. So now is not a time to flip-floppy about it. You can take time away to make the decision. Don't let yourself settle for anything less than the best, my friend. These two cards, the High Priestess and the Justice card, have high hopes, but they also have great expectations of you. It's time to dig into your higher self. The time for games is done. Boundaries, respect, releasing, cutting off what no longer serves you, and cutting yourself off from others. Cutting off what you don't need from others and what you don't need for yourself. Alignment. Stand in your power. You got this. Love's coming in. If this resonates with you, I would love to hear about it. You can feel free to post or comment. If you think this might resonate with someone else, please feel free to share. I hope you've enjoyed this. I always enjoy my time with you. Take care and have the best week. Happy romance. Mwah.